Just a real quick aside here before we get going. I'm running this at 1440p resolution, so the UI doesn't actually scale with this game at all. I believe that to be an issue with Unity rather than RimWorld itself. So the UI is quite a lot smaller. So let me know what you think. 1440 looks a lot nicer. The bitrate allowance for YouTube is quite a lot nicer as well. But yeah, the UI it's pretty small. So you'll have to let me know, is this still readable for you? I know some tablet users may have an issue, and I know phone users will probably all have an issue. But yeah, let me know what you think. If it looks good, then great. Well, we're here in my sort of object testing arena type thing. If you don't know, it is just a giant arena walled up with a Vansidium wall, which is available through the organ engineering and prosthetics something or other mod. It's a very fancy material that introduces for like the really cool bionic parts. And it's nice looking. I like the color of it, so I use that. That means that I have to use that mod for this arena, but that's fine. I'll make a vanilla version of this arena at some point. But we're here, and I thought it'd be interesting to try something out that somebody had mentioned on Reddit a while ago. I never got around to doing it because it takes quite a lot of preparation time, namely getting them all peg legs and removing an arm. That's what all of these guys are. They're completely naked. They have peg legs. They're missing an arm. They're not very effective fighters. Other than that, they're just your standard people. I didn't modify their stats at all. This is just how they came in. So there we go. They're going to be going up against a Minyoka, who is wearing, as you may have seen briefly, a plasteel longsword of legendary quality. So it's like really super fantastic. And then we've got the legendary power armor suits and then legendary hyperweave underneath. So their armor is really quite high. So in order to really do damage to her, you'd have to basically break the armor first, and then you can start doing damage to her. But armor works oddly in this game. Oh, also bionic parts too, just for funsies. Her DPS is 15 damage per second, which is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. She's also a brawler, so she's never gonna miss, basically. Pulse process curve really screwing her there. But oh well. Armor works very oddly in this game, and it might be something that needs to be looked at. I thought the outcome of this was very surprising. I did a quick couple runs just to see if this was enough people, because I thought, Jesus, when she's absorbing that much damage, I don't know. But, well, spoiler alert, we need much less than that. So I'll show you. Minyoka is berserked. I believe everybody is set to attack Minyoka here. Just to double check. And go. With everybody doing damage to her all at once, it's a bit unfair. Well, not everybody doing damage to her all at once. A lot of people doing damage to her. She's finally brought down one person. And she's dead. Not even knocked out, just straight up dead. And you might be wondering, how the hell did that happen? Well, 20 strikes to the torso, 2 damage per. Brought her down to 0, so the torso is completely destroyed. And why that's doing 2 damage all the time, I don't exactly know. It looks like that might just be the straight up minimum amount of damage. Because the gear should have been absorbing a lot more than that, but you'll notice the power armor on the torso and the button-down shirt are in really rough shape, as is, well, everything, really. The armor really got brought down in condition, which is pretty surprising given it's legendary. It doesn't seem to really matter if it's legendary or shoddy. I think that if you punch it, it will still reduce X amount of health regardless of condition. And X amount of health doesn't increase when condition increases, or rather, X amount of health doesn't increase when quality increases. So legendary power armor will last as many hits as an awful power armor. It'll just mitigate less damage, I believe. So kind of surprising there. We didn't do very well there at all with Minyoka. So I modified things. I instead put everybody in sort of the little maze type thing with a very big, heavy, slaked door in the way, so people will basically stream out one at a time. Though Minyoka is going berserk and already going after somebody, she'll probably just stand in the doorway and attack them. But with less people attacking her all at once, she might actually be able to stand a chance, because her swing speed is just too slow to knock out that many people all at once. But we'll find out. Everybody's still already set to attack her, so let's go. Running up there, very quick. Miss Toxo. Wow, that was impressive. Here we go. one hit knocked him down. Lobbed off the leg. That's nice. Going for the weak spots. Minyoku knows what's going on. Yeah, just one-shot these people, absolutely no problem. She does a lot of damage. 15 damage per second is not anything to mess around with. And she does how much damage per attack? 32 damage per attack, which is pretty solid. She's about as strong, I believe, as I think a stone deadfall trap, actually. Most stone 36. I think some of the stone's 32. No, is it all 36? I didn't think it was all 36. I thought one of them was different. 39 for granite. Granite being the sturdier stone. So she's about as powerful as a stone deadfall trap then, effectively. Which is pretty good. She just triggers much better. How's she doing here? Torso. Looking a bit rough at about half health now for the torso. Oh, took 1 damage there from one of the punches. So there is no minimum then. Or if there is, it's 1 or slightly less than 1. It's not 2 though, because somebody did 1 damage there. Very uncommon for that though, but like, well, you're down now. If you're currently enraged, so we can't take off your whatever, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, there we go. You're down, but I can still see your damage. Yeah, roughly 2 damage. No, 6 damage. Sorry for the attack. Average of all attacks, 6 damage. So yeah, the armor mitigates it, but the armor also just loses condition really quickly in combat. You notice they're fighting them one at a time. Very one-sided here. Really not much of an issue. The shirt took a bit of damage. The shirt would need to be replaced, which is unfortunate because that was a legendary shirt, and after one admittedly rough combat, it is brought down to basically unusable condition. Could be something to look at. Something where the health of the item increases as the condition increases as well, because I'm pretty sure an awful hyperweave shirt would have lasted just as long. It's just, it wouldn't be mitigating nearly as much damage. We have here now Whale, who still does 15.8 DPS, I believe that is the same. They're a brawler, max stats, same equipment aside from the armor, which is now awful instead of legendary. The Blastio Longsword is still legendary because I don't think that matters as much. So their average armor is much less, and we'll see if this stuff breaks a little easier after just a couple hits if it falls to pieces or not. I feel like it should because it's awful. It's barely armor. It's held together with like straw. So we'll see. Whale is Berserk. Everybody is, I believe, attacking Whale. There we go. And we'll see if this is any different at all. Pause it real quick just to see. 5 damage. 5 damage. And that tells me that because you're taking more damage, i.e. because you're mitigating less, then that means that the armor would break faster because it is taking more damage, or perhaps the opposite, it's absorbing less damage, so it would last a while longer. That looks to maybe be the case. Having quite a lot of issue actually killing these people now, surprisingly. But yeah, it looks like the armor is just because it's not absorbing as much damage, and you're already down. Because you're not absorbing as much damage with the armor stays in really, really good condition. So that's the downside of legendary stuff, is it absorbs so much armor it ends up breaking really quickly, which is a bit strange. Yeah, you got brought down, torso, red health, 5 left, you're taking 5 damage per. Huh. We'll do this a couple more times just to clarify. Oh, one shot Guanaco. No problem. If Whale can keep up with just like taking these people out in 1 or 2 hits, she might do okay. But because she's taking so much more damage per hit, she really needs to get lucky. This is officially an RNG fight, I believe. Because the armor's not really going to deteriorate. Torso's almost down, and she's down now. The torso took the 8th hit and was destroyed. Left arm very nearly gone. Very nearly. Did forget to look at the gear of her when she died last time, so we'll just keep an eye on that this time. I think it's probably about the same. It looks like it only takes about 1% damage per hit. But it seems that the quality of armor, it still has the same amount of health, it just absorbs less. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Wow, yeah, already down. No chance. No chance at all. Yeah, torso 8 hits already. That's quite an interesting result. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the armor absorbs more, so it takes more damage. It's just the armor's health needs to be higher, too. So it can still last longer than just a few hits. It's not what I expected, though, I'll be honest. I thought she'd put up a much better of a fight.